So, this is the first of a series of vodcasts about committees. One of the things that often surprises me when I first visit a new client is how many committees the organisation has. It often seems that as soon as an issue, a topic, initiative arises, the first thing to be done is to establish a committee. But committees are really rather special, and they're not the right animal to manage or solve all areas and problems. Even when they are appropriate, it's often amazing at how different the actual activities of the committee are in relation to the terms of reference. It's also amazing how poorly organised the committee is in its preparation, its execution, and its minutes. In this vodcast, we'll begin to explore these issues, and then I'll carry on in future vodcasts to cover the topic more thoroughly. I want to start with standing committees, something relatively easy. Every organisation has a number of standing committees. They're permanent entities that govern key areas of institutional life. We might have a research committee that has responsibility for ensuring that the research strategy is being effectively implemented. It might also have the responsibility of reviewing and revising that strategy on occasions. This is the kind of committee that, as it covers a key aspect of institutional life, operates in perpetuity. Someone once said to me, it would be best if standing committees meant that everyone stands during the meeting, and also the business is over just as soon as anyone has to leave for the bathroom. It made me smile, but I understood the motivation. All too often, these committees just lose their way. Their meeting becomes interminably long. The real business is exchanged for talking. Committees are not talking shops. They're not for conversations over coffee. Part of the problem very often is to do with preparation. The agenda does not exist or is not provided properly in advance. In the best institutions, the agenda is provided to the members of the committee a week or 10 days in advance of the meeting, and it's accompanied by extensive annexes which document the agenda items, and that gives the members of the committee plenty of time to acquaint themselves with the business of the upcoming meeting. In the very best institutions, the agenda is prepared in the form of draft minutes. A great deal of business can be dealt with extremely rapidly if the committee members are properly prepared in advance. The meeting itself is not the place for getting up to speed on an issue. It's not a venue for presenting new information. For a lot of business, the secretary of the committee can anticipate a lot of what will go into the minutes, though of course cannot anticipate genuine decision making. Again, in good institutions, the agenda items are all labelled carefully as either 1, items for information, minutes very easy to prepare in advance, 2, items for discussion, some of the minutes can be prepared in advance, items for decision, introductory minutes can be prepared in advance, sometimes with a default decision. This mental hygiene helps to make the committee's work really efficient, and even more so if one more step is taken, and that is the starring of agenda items. If the committee members receive the agenda and the papers well in advance, they can anticipate their issues and potential interventions in the meeting itself. In the case of the second and third item above, items for discussion and items for decision, each member can decide whether or not the matter for discussion or decision is something that they have a concern over. If they do, they can indicate to the secretary of the committee in advance of the meeting that they wish to star the item, and then starred items are then raised and dealt with at the committee. Items which receive no star are deemed to be uncontentious. They've been read, they've been understood by the committee members in advance, and they're not raised at the meeting at all. The meeting then is devoted to the really substantial issues that need time for dialogue and discussion, and in this way we get both brevity and focus. Of course, all this assumes that the committee has proper terms of reference and that these are properly adhered to by the committee when it meets, and that unfortunately doesn't always happen. So that will become the next topic for my discussion in the podcast which follows.